Hey guys, I'm gonna make another video, and today's video is actually from a topic that a friend of mine thought I should bring up. What am I doing? I don't know. So she wanted to know if I've ever been treated differently in school because of my adaptability. And she brought that up because she recently had a classmate who I guess had an adaptability. I can't talk ever, gosh. But basically, this girl was allowed to, or is allowed to, I guess, have extra time on homework and just, you know, take home tests. And the problem is, though, this girl never actually does them, according to my friend. And so she's had some people, I guess, hate on her. I don't know if because of the privilege or because of the fact that she abuses the privilege, but she just thought that I should share my input on this. So that is what I'm here to do. And also just talk about how I've been, you know, treated differently due to my adaptability in some areas. So first off, I feel like, you know, if this girl has an adaptability, like, it's alright that she has privileges or whatever, but I don't think it's okay that she, you know, takes advantage of them and doesn't actually do her work, because, like, if you don't do your work, then why are you in school? You know, like, there's no reason. Now, I've had privileges like this too, and those privileges have all been stated throughout my school life through something called an IEP. And basically an IEP is like a file or series of files that say, you know, what my adaptability is, the privileges I have, the accommodations that I need. So, you know, and thankfully that IEP has transferred over to my college, so a lot of the privileges that I've had priorly, I have them in college too. But basically what my IEP states is my adaptability. It says things like, I don't know if it's still valid in college, but it basically has said that I'm allowed to arrive late to class sometimes because before it would say that because I would take the bus, so I was not responsible if the bus was late or something happened. I'm allowed to have, like, water with me at all times because I don't know if I mentioned this, but if you guys have noticed, I'm always clearing my throat. That is because due to all the tubes I've had put in on surgeries and with, you know, with anesthesia, that and the anesthesia together have made my throat dry forever. So yeah, I have like a forever dry throat now. Yeah, and my throat is just always dry, and I always need to carry water with me. What else did my does my IEP say? I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, it says I'm allowed to use the elevator. Back then it would say that I'm allowed to go to the nurse at any time and on schedule to cath, or, you know, if I need to, like, go to the bathroom, or back then if I had to get, like, my diaper changed, because before I would have to have the nurse do it. But after my metrophina surgery, I, you know, was able to do it by myself, thank God. It's because it's so uncomfortable having people change you. But yeah, basically it just, the IEP had my privileges and accommodations. And I never had anyone, at least not to my knowledge, hate me because of my accommodations or privileges. I feel like for the most part my classmates understood that I needed to have, you know, accommodations that, however, I do remember that before, actually throughout all of my elementary, middle school, and high school, people didn't know that I would go to the nurse. Like, very few people did. And those were only the people, like, I really trusted, but usually no one would know why I would leave class for a while. Or, you know, I remember in middle school, I didn't end up taking ever health because that was when I would go to the nurse. And some people were like, how come you've never been in like health class, or how come, you know, you leave randomly? And I would just say, oh, the nurse just likes to check my legs and make sure I'm okay. So that was my excuse. But I was always told that, you know, I didn't have to explain even to the teachers what was going on if I didn't want to. So that was my own personal situation that I didn't have to explain. So the teachers knew that I had to go to the nurse, but they didn't know the full reason. Actually, they didn't know the reason unless I told them. And so if I ever like felt like I had to go to the nurse, I didn't have to explain why. I just said I need to go to the nurse, and I was allowed to do so. They didn't have the right to ask me. Some of them did, but I didn't. I had the right to just say I have to go to the nurse, and I don't have to tell you. I mean, I wouldn't never say it like that, but I had the right to kindly tell them that. But yeah. But having an adaptability, I can't talk. Basically, well, not always, but I realized eventually that, you know, it made others treat me differently, and good and bad. So, you know, my teachers definitely, you know, were, they were understanding. So, you know, they were respectful of my privileges, like having water and, you know, not always being in class. Also, when I had to have physical therapy, my physical therapist would come and I would leave class for a while, and they were understanding. Except for one, like in 8th grade, she was a total biatch. Okay, I, you know, have always had like physical therapy like once a week from elementary till like high school. And all of my teachers like always understood, because they were like, okay, Alma has to like exercise, you know? And this biatch, like, for some reason, I ended up having to have physical therapy during the time that I was in her class. And she would get so mad. She was like, you're losing, you know, class time. And I was like, okay, I understand, but I have to have therapy. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, this is more important to me than your class. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it is. And, like, a teacher has never been mad at that because they always understood. But this biatch was, like, mad that I had to have therapy. And I was like, biatch, I need to have therapy. I could care less about your stupid class. Like, oh my god. But I was scared of her, so my dumb self, I just asked my therapist to come at a later time, and she ended up doing that. But had that been now, I would have been like, listen, I have to have physical therapy. Like, I don't care what you think. This is more important to me than your stupid class. Like, get over yourself. It's not like you're teaching something super, super, like, I mean, I guess it was important what everyone teaches, but the point is, physical therapy was more important to me, and she was just so annoying, and oh my god. So yeah, that was like the only teacher that I feel like didn't understand my situation fully. And I feel like when it comes to students, for the most part, I feel like they understood, that, you know, understood me until, and I felt that but I felt that until I hit like 8th grade. 8th grade was a super hard time for me because, I've always, not always, but like, for a long time, I think I mentioned this, I was getting constant surgeries like every single summer, so I would start school a little bit late. And when I had my back surgery, it was right before I started 8th grade. So that surgery put me on, you know, even longer. So I wasn't in school for like a month or two, so I started back like in like the ends of September, I believe. And it was just crazy because usually, you know, I would have a friend or two that I would have in the next year from like the year before, if that makes sense. But in 8th grade, like, I literally, like, I got to my classes and I, like, there was no one I knew. So I kind of felt like I already started the year late. Everyone already has broken up into their new friends or whatever, or prior friendships, if they have any. And I was just like, I have no friends. What is going on? So 8th grade, I kind of just became like an introvert, and I became very shy. I've always been shy, but well, lies. I wasn't shy in elementary, but I feel because in elementary, like, we were all kids, so my adaptability wasn't, like, it wasn't really something that people, I guess my classmates don't notice it still, but it was like, it wasn't a big deal. It was like whatever. But yeah, like in 8th grade, like I knew nobody, which was sad. And I just kind of became like really introverted for like a while. Like it wasn't until like I feel like I turned into like a sophomore when my best friend came that she kind of got me out of my shell again. And because she's very like, she'll go up to anyone and talk to anyone. Like she's very like open or whatever. And I'm more shy. Yeah, so it's funny. Well, I'm shy when it comes to meeting people. Obviously, I'm not shy about a lot of other things like sharing my life because, yeah. Whereas she likes to keep that more private. I don't know why I had to go into explain all that, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and then like I feel like in 8th grade I just also noticed that people you know, they didn't get to know me as easily as they would before. And I feel like it's because when you're like in middle school and high school, like image is everything. Like who you hang around with is like how people perceive you. Like for the most part, you know, I feel like most people want to be with the popular kids from whatever clique you want to belong to. And I just feel like I was never seen as popular or someone that people really wanted to like be seen with in middle school and high school for some part of it. I felt like, you know, I was kind of like, I was on my own a lot, so, and then it was so annoying, especially like when like it was time to like break off into groups to do like group projects. I always felt so uncomfortable because like no one like ever like for a while wanted to, you know, have, or would never like invite me to be in the groups, and I wouldn't ask to be in groups, so I would just kind of like wait until the teacher would like place me somewhere, so it was so uncomfortable. So not a fun time for a while in high school and like I said, 8th grade. But you know, it wasn't all bad. I'm not trying to seem like it was all bad. I also felt that because people were more aware of my adaptability, people were also like, I guess, trying to help me more. So, and it was nice, but sometimes I felt like it was a little annoying because people literally wanted to help me with like everything. Like my pencil could have been like 2 centimeters away from me, and people would like try to give it to me, or like something would drop, and I guess but like it would be like super close to me, and I could like reach it. Like I'm, you know, I can, you know, reach down and stuff, and people would like right away like get up like super like lightning fast and would try to give me everything, and it was nice, but it's like it was a time where like I wish people would understand that like, yes, I may need help sometimes, but I don't need help on every single thing. Like some people wanted to help me with every single thing. Like as soon as like I would go by a door, people would want to like right away like help me, and that's nice, but like I said, I can open the door sometimes for myself too. Like the point is you just have to ask, you know, like if I need help or not. You know, you don't have to help me, just ask, and then I'll tell you if I do or don't. So yeah, so that's how I've felt that I've been treated differently due to my adaptability, you know, with my privileges, and how the teachers have responded to that, and my classmates, and how I responded to that. And yeah, that's pretty much my story on that. Let me know what you guys think with some comments. Like if you like this video, subscribe so you can know when my videos come out, and if you would be ever so kind, share if you find this video worthy of sharing. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!